This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Central Texas Life with Ann Harder presents Central Texas Events.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Events. And there's a big event, a music event coming up in Georgetown, Texas on the 17th of May. It is the Renegade Reviavl Music Festival. And I am so thrilled to have with us via StreamYard video Jack Barksdale, who is the headliner for this show. Jack, welcome to the show.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Well, you are 17 years old, is that correct?
Yes.
And for just about half your life, you've been performing. So you're an old hand at this music thing. But you're kind of, from what I've been able to tell, kind of a folk music type
Yeah,
singer
I guess so.
songwriter. Let's talk a little bit about your music and what we can expect to hear from you. I've enjoyed listening to some of the things. I've followed you on Facebook already, and so. When did you know you wanted to do music?
Um, well, I guess when I was about, when I was about 4 or so, I got one of those Toys R Us uh, guitars for Christmas. It sounded terrible, and
not
I
not not as
and
good
I
as a
and
ukulele,
I
really.
yeah, and I couldn't play it, and that I really wanted to make it sound good, so I
Oh,
asked for guitar lessons, and my hands were too small, so my parents put me in violin lessons and
yeah,
piano
Suzuki.
lessons, but I didn't really learn any of those very, very well, and kind of abandoned them once my fingers got a little bigger, and I switched to guitar, and I really loved that and kept going with that.
Yeah, and you're a very good guitarist. I've been able to hear
Oh,
you again,
thank you.
play some. In fact, one thing that I saw about your parents got you violin lessons, and at 7 you told them playing the fiddle was fine, but you wanted to study the guitar. Guitar was what
well,
you were interested in.
yeah, I'd always, kind of wanted to write songs and had been writing, lyrics, but couldn't put music to it. And so, uh, guitar and guitar's kind of the best instrument, along with piano, I guess, to, to write lyrical songs.
Yeah,
And,
I love talking to creatives like yourself who compose, and have that, poetic bent to want to put your feelings,
mhm.
to a song or to a tune. How and I'm curious how that process works. Do you get the song first and put the words to it, or the other way around, or just varies?
um, I guess it varies. A lot of times it'll kind of come at the same time, all together. And sometimes I'll write everything out and then try to put music to it later. Or I've even done it, putting music and writing all the lyrics later. So it really changes every time you write a new song. But it's always fun. That's kind of the fun part of it is, it's your choice how you want to create it.
Well, some of the tunes that you've written, Before the Devil Knows,
Mhm,
Gone, Man in the Ground,
mhm.
Ballad of the Snow Leopard. I mean, just the titles alone, really evoke images. Man in the Ground. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that song. What was sort of the impetus for that one?
Well, that that's a song that I wrote with my friend Keegan McEnroe, and yeah, we had set up a co-write during the pandemic, and we were actually doing it over video call like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were trying to come up with uh, some some lines to spark inspiration, and one of us thought of that line, "I don't want to be just a man on the ground," and we kind of wrote the song, all the verses based off of that. And there were a couple things, like documentaries and stuff that I'd been watching during the pandemic. Like there's one about uh, I think it's on Netflix about an art heist that I think happened in Boston. I might be getting the place wrong, but this painting that was called Jesus in the Sea of Galilee was stolen and never recovered.
Hmm.
And they cut all the pictures out of the frames and stole them. Um, and so put we put a little bit of that story in the song, since they interviewed some uh, some art thieves that they don't actually think did the heist, but they kind of had that spot on their radar and talked about, it was a bucket list item because of how grand it would be. And so
Hmm.
we put that in there. We put a kind of a story inspired by the lead singer of the Germs, which is a punk band. Uh, yeah, so took inspirations from all kind of places and just turned it into this one story.
So, if this was during the pandemic, if my math serves, you were like 13 or 14 years old when you were writing this. I mean, that's just amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's it's kind of strange, but I have lots of I've just always loved songwriting and music, and I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of really great musicians and songwriters that have led me to discovering really great music and wanting to achieve greatness in the form of songwriting and music. So
Well, yeah, you really are. I mean, I'm going to call you a prodigy because I mean, it's just remarkable what you've been doing. You've been performing now since you were 9, is what my research shows, and you've shared the stage with Winona Judd and Ray Wiley Hubbard, Bruce Robinson, John Fulbright, Hayes Carl. I mean, big names. Have you
yeah,
been a little starstruck at all, or are you just kind of like, oh no, these are just other fellow musicians?
well, I think that's one of the kind of perks of starting starting so young is that things I don't know, things don't affect you as much as it might if if it were happening later on. Like a lot of people um, ask me if I get nervous before going on stage, and I usually don't, just because at this point, when I was first starting out, I didn't really know what to be afraid of, and now I'm I've done it a lot of times, and I'm used to it. And so there's a lot of things like that where it's actually kind of a perk to be young, because you're kind of learning about this like it's normal when
Right, right.
it's not really.
Yeah, well, it's remarkable, and you are the headliner of this show, and it's going to be benefiting HAAM, which is the Health
Mhm.
Alliance for Austin Musicians. Let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, you're a young, healthy kid, so I mean, you're some of those older musicians. They've been working independently,
Mhm.
and things like healthcare can be quite an issue. So let's talk a little bit about the beneficiary of the Renegade Music Fest.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, of course, I don't from experience know, just how much ham is helpful, but I know from, just how much it's helped the people I know and fellow musicians,
Hmm.
that it's a really important thing, and really kind of mind blowing thing that it's real, and that people are getting uh, real, health insurance through ham, and just being a musician in Austin and the Austin area. And yeah, it's really, I'm really thankful that it's there for so many of my friends and fellow musicians, and hopefully, there for me one day if I need it.
Oh, absolutely. Some of the other entertainers who will be on the lineup with you: Gilded Lows, Walkabouts, Kate
Mhm.
Herron. the City of Georgetown Arts and Culture, of course, sponsoring this. I love the City of Georgetown. It's just a wonderful community. They're probably in the throes of poppies still, with poppies blooming everywhere. And you recently were able to play at the Old Settlers Music Festival. You've done a lot of gigs. Do you have a favorite that you can think of?
Hmm. I mean, I guess there's a. It's hard to rank these things as favorite or better than one another, but just some ones that stick out that I've really enjoyed over the years are things like anywhere from small listening rooms to places uh, with larger audiences. But like as far as smaller listening rooms, there's places like the Blue Door in Oklahoma City or
Mm.
the Bugle Boy in LaGrange, Texas. And whenever I get to go to those kind of places where it's an intimate crowd and amazing people and amazing community, I love getting to do that. And then there's also some of the more um, exciting. Uh, eh, because of how cool they are. Like I recently got to play a show in London,
Oh my
which was
goodness.
super fun,
I guess
and
so. And I
and
will
that
say
that,
the
that
people in
sticks
the
out particularly.
yeah, well, the people in the United Kingdom, I mean, they love Texas kind of folk rock. I mean, there's just I know in Ireland, Scotland, they love that. I say you'd probably be doing a lot of traveling in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, I hope to do more. That would
Yeah.
be a lot of fun.
Well, you're just an amazing young man. My hats off to your folks, Brent and Clara, and thankful to them. They're raising such a wonderful musician, and seem to have your head screwed on straight, and continuing to create with that brilliant head and talent. And so, really, how can folks learn more about you and your music? And then we'll talk specifically about the Renegade Revival Music Fest.
Well, if you want to, if you're trying to find something out about me, you can pretty much always go to my website, which is jackbarksdale.com, and it'll all be there. But all my music is on all the streaming platforms, and if you see me in person, I usually have CDs and all that. So and I'm on all the social media platforms, not necessarily by choice, but out of necessity.
Of course.
But yeah, I guess those are all the. Is that the kind of thing that you were asking?
Right, exactly. And the Renegade Revival Music Festival, though, this is going to be in Georgetown. Do you know where exactly? Is it at a particular venue or
I do know that it's at in a hall, like a
okay?
theater, but I don't remember
So
the
it's not an
name.
outdoor music festival. It'll be
No, I
indoors.
I don't believe so.
Okay, and that's great. And do you have an idea on the times?
I believe it starts at 4,
Okay.
and but I'm not sure the exact
So
times.
it's an evening thing, and you as headliner will probably go on a little later, right?
Yes.
Well, this is awesome. This is going to be a great music show again with Jack Barksdale as the headliner, benefiting the HAAM, which is the Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, along with Gilded Lows, Walkabouts, Kate Heron, City of Georgetown Arts and Culture, sponsoring this festival again Saturday, May 17th. And I'm sure you can go to the City of Georgetown and find out more information as well. I presume you'll have some stuff on your website too, as far as your upcoming
Mhm.
events.
Yes.
Oh, Jack, you're just awesome, and thank you so much. Next time I want to have you on. Next time you need to come to Waco and come to our studio here on the 21st floor of the Alico building and play
That'd be
for us.
great.
And play for us. Okay, so this
Yeah,
is
that'd be awesome.
that's exactly what we want to do. I'll be back in touch with you about that, Jack. It's been delightful to get to visit with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good, and thank you for being with us for Central Texas Events. We'll be back next time. Bye bye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.